Good evening. Welcome to the Wilson Central School District regular board meeting for Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. My name is Tim Carter, Superintendent of Schools. If you're attending the meeting and you'd like to talk during public forum time, that'll be at the end of the meeting. If you're not here and you're watching it online, you have an opportunity to call the district at 716-751-9399 and talk to Mrs. Pavant. And if you have a comment, question, or concern, you can please give it to her, and she will direct it to the appropriate administrator or to the board if it's a comment you want to make to the board. At this time, I will turn the board meeting over to our Vice President, Kathy Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Carter. Could you please stand and pledge allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Could I please have approval of the meeting minutes dated October 24th, 2023?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I guess I should have said any questions. Motion carried. Number 2, consent agenda for financial operations. Resolved that the Wilson Central School District Board of Education approve the following items B through C in the financial consent agenda as submitted by the administration. Is there a motion?
So moved. So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Accept the treasurer's report. Oh. Any opposed? Thank you.
You're good.
Okay. Oh, okay, thank you. Anything else, folks? Okay, good. Okay. 3, personnel resignations. A, accept the resignation of Tommy Flint, 1 point, full-time employee, temporary grant-funded 10-month English teacher for academic intervention services at the middle and high school, effective November 17, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Accept the resignation of Allison Ferry as modified girls basketball coach effective October 25th, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Number 4, personnel appointments. Approve the appointment of the community education instructors outlined below for the winter 2024 session being held January 16th through April 17th, 2024. All the fitness instructors are CPR, AED certified. Teaching through our program does not give the instructor employment status with the Wilson Central School District. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Carried. Or, excuse me, second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Jeffrey Rogers as a 1.0 full-time long-term substitute elementary counselor at $220 a day, retroactively effective November 13, 2023. Substitute has met New York State fingerprint clearance. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Approve non-instructional substitute Savannah Jones. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. D, Andrew Kashaw is modified girls basketball coach for the 2023-2024 winter session per the WTA agreement. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. E, Leanne Hildreth as unpaid assistant for varsity girls basketball for the 2023-2024 winter season under the direct supervision of Coach Brian Baker. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. F, Meg Thompson as unpaid assistant for junior varsity girls basketball for the 2023-2024 winter season under the direct supervision of Coach Katie Kashaw. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. G, Andy Kashaw as unpaid assistant for the junior varsity girls basketball for the 2023-2024 winter season under the direct supervision of Coach Katie Kashaw. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. H, Anu Lisinski as unpaid assistant for JV and varsity wrestling for the 2023-2024 winter season under the direct supervision of Coach Jeffrey Hart. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. I, approve fitness center volunteer supervisors for the 2023-2024 school year. Elaine Zano, Val Ferricks, Pete Lepsch, Scott Benton, and Adrian Freshlaw. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. 5, other. Approve the corrective action plan for the 2022-2023 audit. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. B, approve the memorandum of agreement between the Wilson Central School District and the Wilson Teachers Association regarding the 2023-2024 school calendar. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. C, approve the agreement between the Wilson Central School District and Glenn Colton in the amount of $449 for a holiday show performance at the Wilson Elementary School on December 20th, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any questions?
Just to say that I can't believe he's still doing these, and he's
I was
fantastic.
thinking the same thing, I have a series.
When I was doing Catholic school teaching, we went to things that he did, and I just think he's the greatest. He might even have some CDs.
Can I mention that I'm a former audience member?
Good.
So, yay.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Or any opposed? Motion carried. D, approve Wilson Elementary School volunteer for the 2023-2024 school year, Rebecca McCowan. Hope that's correct. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. E, approve the obsolescence and disposal of 10 rectangular cafeteria tables and 153 chairs. These are beyond their useful life and are being replaced in the high school cafeteria. Disposal will be done in an environmentally and socially responsible manner. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Number 6, policies. First reading, there's no action. B, policies, adoption, policy 5630, facilities, inspection, operation, and maintenance, policy 7420, sports and the athletic program, policy 7515, head lice, and policy 7522, concussion management. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? All those opposed? Oh, I missed it? Oh, I'm sorry. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any opposed? Motion carried. Number 7, Committee on Special Education, Preschool Special Education 504 Plan Recommendations. A, approve CSE 504 meeting minutes and IEP recommendations dated November 14, 2023. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, conference requests. A, approve conference requests per the November 14, 2023 agenda, B through E. Is there a motion?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. 9, conference report. A, New York State School Boards Association 2023 Annual Convention and Education Expo, read by Tracy Kent, Kathy Stewart, and Timothy Carter.
Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank the board for the opportunity to attend my second NISBA convention as a Wilson Central School District Board trustee. It was a wonderful learning opportunity. I attended several workshops, but I'm just going to pick out 3 and kind of highlight them. The active shooter, how the school board can save lives, was a look at this year at the Covenant school shooting. And then several tips regarding everyday precautions, distinguishing the difference between safety versus security, where safety is mostly a lot of the time dealing with OSHA and what's, safety regards, whereas security is your best practices and the things that you can do to keep things safe and secure. The number 1 entryway of shooters is unlocked or propped open doors. Please inconvenience yourself and keep doors locked at all times. It can happen here. All doors, including fire doors, should lock automatically. Officers would rather be given codes or fobs and fight their way in than to have the ability to have doors open and then shooter can get in and out with better access. And then just a tip that bus drivers should also be trained in active shooter drills. Then I went to the New York State budget process, which was really a rip snorter. It gave me the itinerary of the annual budget, how it kind of plays out.
Kind of a definition of rip snorter.
It's just so much fun that you can't hold yourself in. There's a quarterly financial plan update, then call letters followed by executive report. Then the one-house budgets are sent to the governor, who hopefully enacts a budget in April. I say hopefully because that usually doesn't ever happen. Once there's a three-way agreement, the governor signs it into law. The governor is the only one responsible for actually balancing a budget and ultimately decides what goes into it. So our state assembly and senate can put anything in their one-house budgets, and the two rarely pass as they are written because the governor just decides which ones he or she decides need to go into the final. Because the state's fiscal year runs April through March, the school year has usually commenced before we see actual numbers, which is difficult to forecast budgets this way. And I want to thank Mrs. Oliveri for her dedication and acumen in this process, because it's got to be very frustrating to not know what your numbers are going to be when you're trying to put a budget together. Strategies for effective board meetings was another one that I attended. And effective board meetings are those with prepared board members who have received all materials, that follows in order, is focused, and is comfortable. Some ideas were even having welcome brochures at the entrance for community members that may come, just maybe highlight some of the things that are going on in the district, or student greeters. As you see, we have a big crowd, so maybe not necessary. And the arrangement of the board was fascinating to me. Most boards are sort of one long table. We get kind of a U shape, but they're recommending that because the board is actually meeting with each other, we should be facing each other more for communication purposes and talking to each other. That the board is not addressing the audience. So an A-frame or semicircle is preferred. The presenter stressed that due to open meetings law, the public is allowed access, but it is not a public meeting. However, the more info you do provide to the public, the better. But I think we do a great job with what we present, and given our table, there's really no way to, I don't think, make it any different. So it's fine. There were just a few takeaways, but I met a lot of great boards and vendors, and I really encourage my fellow trustees to attend a convention. You will learn so much. Thank you.
Thank you. That was excellent. Therefore, I'll just report on one that I attended. I attended only 2 of the days. Sorry, but I had a priority at the Bills game. I missed the keynote speaker on Thursday night, but I did go Friday day, during the day, and I visited many vendors, and I can't stress enough what you can learn from the vendors. If we know something new is happening from our readings of all the mailings that we get, then we can kind of maybe find some information out. Maybe it'll help our small district, maybe it won't, but it doesn't hurt to try. And then I use free stickies that I get and put everybody's name on it and pass them out. Mr. Rock, I have a little bag for you of some treasures. So, if I haven't given the most of them out already. That's one of the things I so enjoy doing, because you meet a lot of people, you take a break, you visit people from other school districts throughout New York State. It's really a wonderful opportunity. And I agree with Tracy that we all should go. Next year will be New York City. I think it'd be a perfect opportunity for us to collaborate if we want to fly, and you could just sharpen your new pencil and find the money for us. So, but anyway, what I did go to that I really enjoyed was the keynote speaker on Saturday morning. Her name is, I just lost it, Liz Murray. She wrote, she's the creator of the Arthur Project, and she's a best-selling author. The author, Arthur, I keep wanting to say the wrong word, is intended for middle schoolers. It takes an innovative approach for the field of mentoring, offering a new model inspired by Murray's own unlikely change and life trajectory. From homeless youth to Harvard graduate. She is an American inspirational speaker who was notable for having been accepted by Harvard University despite being homeless in her high school years. Her life story was chronicled in Lifetime's television film, Homeless to Harvard, the Liz Murray story. And I believe that was around 2010. Although it's mentioned that she does not want to be known as the homeless to Harvard person. Her talk was quite motivated. She mentioned as a young child going with her parents at the first of the month. Her family went to cash the monthly Social Security check together. It was a big deal for the family to do that. Then they'd go to the drug spot to get her parents' drugs, and then to the store to get groceries. And when she was eating the bologna sandwich, she thought she was having a feast. There was never enough food. Sometimes she'd hear her parents talking, and her mother would be saying that she hadn't paid the light bill, but they had candles. So she went on like that and told her life story, how her parents both died of AIDS. They were both into drugs. She was put into a group home at age 13. By the way, she lived in the Bronx. She would go to school long enough to get lunch and a train pass so she could go visit her mother in the hospital. Well, we never get a train pass here in Wilson. We get a wonderful lunch, but no train passes. But no, well, we still. Not in my time, of course. But
Covered wagon.
Okay, her mother died and was buried the day after Christmas, which is a very sad event for her now, from now on. As she was growing up in the projects in an apartment house in the Bronx, her family had a friend named Arthur, and that's where the name Arthur came from the projects. He was extremely influential in her life. He kind of became her mentor. He would give her rides to school and would give her words of wisdom as she would get out of the car. She could be anything that she put her mind to in this world. Like her mother, this is a quote, I was always saying, I'll fix my life one day. It became clear that when I saw her die without fulfilling her dreams, that my time was now or maybe never. She made a vow to herself after her mother's death that her life would be different. She refused to end up like her mom and decided that the best way to avoid that fate was to go back to school. And she goes on, and there's some other quotes. You can look up her name. It's really wonderful. I have not purchased the book yet, but I plan on doing it because it really hit me, because middle-class family I grew up in and grew up here in Wilson, you really don't know what homeless is. You know what the word means. But when somebody is really talking about going to school and they have lice and going to their friend's house after their parents went to bed and sleeping on their couch and leaving before their parents get up, it kind of hits you a little bit and makes you think twice about what you do have in life and what a wonderful life you do have. But it also went back to, she had fantastic mentors in her life. That was my one main thing that I went to that I really enjoyed. I also always try to attend the special ed seminars so we can keep up on the latest information and laws. And I attended that one also. Mr. Carter?
Thank you. We did such a good job. I'm going to stick to things I learned. I driving to Buffalo anymore. I learned I can't park my truck downtown very easily. I realized and found out that in order to park, you have to have an app on your phone, and I didn't like that at all. And I did attend a number of sessions. The one I think sticks out the most was called the state revenue and your school budget. They kind of did a parallel in the calendar of the state revenue process and how that comes in, how it affects your school budget. And they went month by month. And it was presented by Brian Fessler from NISBA and also Jacqueline McAllister, South County Central School District business official, and a former ASBO, worked for ASBO. So it was well done, and it's a pretty good PowerPoint too. So, board members, thank you for sending me downtown for that day. 2 days, I appreciate it.
Thank you. And yes, thank you, board, for allowing me to go also. I appreciate it.
You're good. You're up.
Oh, I'm up again. Okay, here we go. I attended a virtual workshop, The Value of Effective Leadership. And first they said it's going to be just a live virtual one, and I did find out that it was recorded. So any board members that are working, you might think about checking out some of these to see if they're going to be recorded, and then you perhaps could take the class at a later date, or which is more convenient to you. This caught my eye because it mentioned that it was not only for board officers, but for all board members and superintendents. It was a live virtual academy, and it was also live. I wrote the wrong thing in. Virtual academy, and it was also being recorded. Some of the topics covered were essential evaluation guide for boards and superintendents, which I'm hoping we're going to get into that a little bit further at some of our workshops. Board committee charters, email usage handbook, executive session, board committee guides, effective school board meeting guide, onboarding new members guide, which I thought was good because when we get new members, we need to educate them a little bit, I feel, more than what we do, but that's something we can discuss and make a decision on. Public comment guide, levels of quality performance indicators, school board self-evaluation, and it gave us examples. And that's something I think we need to consider doing a little bit more. My hopes are that we as a board can go over some of these in our workshops this year. Thank you. Hodgkins Russ Special Education Seminar prepared by Paul Galkovich and read by Amanda Townsend.
Hello, board members. We attended the Hodgkin Russ Attorney Special Education Seminar on October 5th, 2023 at Celebratory Italian Gardens. It was a morning seminar. It included 4 presenters to discuss the special education year in review for 2023 and new provisions for special education services to non-public and homeschooled students. The extension of FAPE to age 22 and updates to restraint and seclusion amendments were particularly important to note for planning special education moving forward. Recent court rulings were discussed regarding recycling of IEP goals and staff and placement shortages. Overall, I felt the conference provided valuable information on changes that have occurred in special education over the past year and will be able to inform decisions made regarding Wilson students. Thank you for the opportunity to be able to attend this seminar and gather knowledge to make sure we are the most up-to-date with information regarding special education.
Thank you very much. New York State School Nutritional Association. Is that what it is, Mrs. Bell? Did I get that right?
Yeah.
Oh, good. 72nd Annual Conference Report read by Mrs. Susan Bell.
So from October 26th through the 29th, I attended the New York School Nutrition Association's 72nd Annual Conference. As always, it was an outstanding conference. The first general session was filled with information from our state agency. We are updated on the changes to the community eligibility provision. And I've had a chance to talk individually with our representatives from the Child Nutrition Department of State Education about our upcoming review. And I was also able to discuss the milk carton shortage that everyone has heard about, that has been in the news lately. The second general session was hosted by Irvin Watson. He discussed how the challenges we face can be used as tools for learning. There were numerous breakout workshops with topics on everything from production records to grant writing. The food show at this conference is the largest in New York State. Kathy, you will love it. It's incredible. The exhibit floor was packed with vendors that shared new products that we will be seeing on our serving lines in the near future. I was asked to participate in a podcast where we discussed many of the changes going on in the world of child nutrition. On Sunday morning, I attended the House of Delegates where voting took place to change the bylaws, which will impact our local chapters. So thank you for granting me permission to attend the conference.
Excellent. Thank you for all that you do for us. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. IDAB SEAC, I'm sorry, I don't know what that.
Do you want to know what it stands for?
Sure.
So IDAB is the Instructional Development Advisory Board, and SEAC is the Special Education Advisory Council.
Oh, leadership retreat,
Yeah.
read by Amy Seal.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So both came together for this retreat. This is a yearly retreat, but IDAB itself meets every month. So I was just assigned to this committee for Wilson. So I will be attending now every month. But this was a retreat, which was a little bit different. So this retreat was held on Thursday, October 19th, and it was held at the Theodore Roosevelt inauguration site. And if you haven't been there, I've never been there, it is super, super cool. We were able to take time to look at it and kind of wander the halls. The people were there, we were in a little room separate, but I would highly recommend that if you guys, even with little kids or whatever, it's just really neat place. So the idea of the retreat, in the morning, we had a book study, and in the park they had a partnership with Boston State University and New York Leadership Group, Dr. Thomas McCauley, who is a Covey trained educator. We did a book study basically by Stephen Covey. It's called Trust and Inspire, How Truly Great Leaders Unleash Greatness in Others. So Trust and Inspire is a new way of leading that starts with the belief that people are creative, collaborative, and full of potential. People with this kind of leader are inspired to become the best version of themselves and to produce their best work. To show people don't want to be managed, they want to be led. So we worked in groups to share our experiences with leadership and how the different segments of this leadership philosophy could be implemented in our goals. And I was placed with a variety of different people. One was superintendent at OCs, another was a principal at Medina, so we were able to all over the place. Additionally, in the afternoon, the director of Auburn West, which is the Regional Bilingual Education Resource Network, Mike Duffy, discussed how districts should be looking at how ELL learners and families have access to registration, website information, and etc. I shared that information with our leadership team. Finally, we had a breakout session with the Erie Wimbley leaders, and we're able to choose from one of these sessions to close up the retreat. I was able to meet with several other leaders to discuss the state's MTSSI, which is multi-tiered system of supports, integrated, mission, and how our district is planning to implement this system of support for our students. So this is another acronym that we have that is a BUZZ acronym that will be, the state is really pushing for this type of system when it looks at the whole child. How can we provide service for them, whether it is behavior, whether it's academic, whatever it is under this umbrella to help them be the best student that they can be. So you'll hear this phrase MTSS you'll hear it a lot more in upcoming years. There's a huge focus on that right now. So I just want to thank the board for allowing me to go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. F, 2023 NFIEC Fall Form prepared by Christopher Alex and Paul Galgovich and read by Paul Galgovich.
All right, good evening.
Good evening.
November 1st, I attended the Niagara Frontier Industry and Education Council Fall Forum along with Chris Alex, business teacher at Collins Banquets in Alma. There were 2 speakers from human resource backgrounds. The speakers answered questions from a moderator for a panel discussion that focused on what employers are looking for in today's workforce. The discussion topics included what they referred to as power skills, which were things like communication, working with others, self-motivation, and making connections. We also talked about interviewing from both the company and applicant standpoints. The speakers ended with a discussion on things that students can do to better prepare themselves to enter the workforce. After the presentation, there was a Q&A session held, which was beneficial as it allowed the speakers to do a little more of a deep dive into their topics. And then thank you for granting us the opportunity to attend. It was valuable information, we gained some insights that we can bring back and share with our students here.
Excellent, thank you. Could you please tell me what the acronym is?
Yeah, so the acronym is the Niagara Frontier Industry and Education Council.
Okay, thank you.
I'm here, I'm
Have
ready
at it. Okay. I don't know what that stands for, the SAAMYS Annual Conference.
Well, what do you think it stands for? I'm just kidding.
I have no
School
idea. I can
Administration-
figure out New York State.
Yeah.
I don't know the
School
beginning.
Administration Association of New York State.
Oh,
So
thank you.
It was the first time I attended the annual conference, and it was a great event, and I'm glad I went, so thank you for allowing me to attend. So I'm here to report on that conference, which took place in Cooperstown, New York, at the Owasaga Hotel. If you've ever been there before, it's beautiful. It's where all the Hall of Fame baseball players stay while they're doing the induction weekend. So it was a really, really nice event. So it's organized by SANES, and it brought together educational professionals, administrators, and leaders from across the state to engage in meaningful discussions, share insights, and collaborate on advancing education practices. Key themes and topics. The conference covered a wide range of themes and topics relevant to education. The sessions were organized in key areas such as educational leadership, innovative teaching practices, technology integration, diversity and inclusion, and policy updates. They had a handful of keynote speakers, including prominent figures in education from the education department as well, and leadership positions throughout the state. Delivered insightful keynote addresses that set the tone for the conference. And overall, I went to 10 different sessions over the 2 days that I attended. The leadership, some of the highlighted sessions, I won't go through all 10, Mr. Rob. But the highlighted sessions were leadership in the digital age. This session explored the challenges and opportunities associated with leadership in an increasingly digital and interconnected world. The speakers discussed strategies for leveraging technology to enhance educational outcomes and improve administrative efficiency, cultivating inclusive school environments with a focus on diversity and inclusion. The session dove into best practices for creating inclusive and learning environments, and the policy updates and advocacy. A critical aspect of the conference was dedicated to the updates and the educational policies in the state and national levels. And attendees had the opportunity to engage in discussions about the impact of policy changes on their schools and communities. We had networking opportunities as well. We had a bunch of socials, which was nice. Fostering collaboration and the exchange of ideas among attendees. We had networking receptions, interactive workshops, were allowed participants to connect with their peers, share experiences, and
and build professional great relationships. I actually met Mary Ellen Neal, you guys, was it Mary Ellen? Yeah, I met her at the conference as well, so it was nice to see her. But overall, it was a great experience, first thing for me, and also to meet some administrators from throughout the state, a ton of vendors as well. Yeah, just a ton of vendors, and I still get emails from them, and calls, when they need. It's gone to my spam. I said, I'll reach out to you when I need it. But overall, great experience, and thank you for I appreciate it.
Thank you. And use of facilities request. A, approve use of facility requests per the November 14, 2023 agenda, items B through D. Is there a motion?
So,
Is there a second?
second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Okay, field trips, no action. A, pep band field trip on November 9, 2023 to Highmark Stadium, Orchard Park, New York. B, high school music students to perform the NYSSMA area all-state concert at SUNY Fredonia, New York on November 17, 2023. C, high school juniors to attend a Shakespeare play at Niagara University in Niagara University, New York on November 29, 2023. D, kindergarten field trip on December 1, 2023 to Irway Farms, Wilson, New York. E, high school students to tour the O.N. Boces Vocational Center in Sanborn on December 15, 2023. NOSBA report is the only thing that I have is the legislative breakfast is slated for Saturday, January 27th. And we're having another meeting this Thursday. Hopefully I'll have more information at the work session. Number 13, Emma, do you have anything you'd like to report? You can say no, not at this time.
Starting our basketball season, we have a senior citizen breakfast coming up. We have a Volley for Life coming up. There's Thanksgiving break, club pictures tomorrow. Other than that, nothing for this week.
Sounds pretty busy. Thank you so much. Mr. Carter, Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Vice President Stewart. First of all, I want to congratulate you and thank you for stepping in this evening in President Carlin's absence. You did a great job. Appreciate the nice, smooth meeting. Our fall sports season was, probably one of the best sports seasons we've had in Wilson. And I'm sure that at some point I'll be corrected with that, but I think it was an excellent sports season. Someone's going to give me a call and say, no, it was the 1942 or something. But Mr. Roth will correct me if I'm wrong, but our girls soccer team are co-champions in the Section 6. Our boys soccer team won Section 6 and went to the Far West Regional game. Our boys varsity football team played in the finals of the Section 6 football game last Thursday night at Highmark Stadium. And one of our cross-country runners, Jade Removal, went to states, placed 10th, and this coming weekend he's going to be running again in the federated race. I think I got everybody, and actually even the ones that didn't go to section, all of the fall sports did really well this year. So I want to thank coaches, thank our players, and our athletic department. It was a great year. Just want to mention, board members, at our next board workshop, we're going to talk more specifically about the tax collection process. This is Oliver's met with Bank on Buffalo, and Friday we're meeting with M&T to do a debrief of this year's tax collection. We're going to talk more about that at our next board workshop. And while I'm mentioning that, while it is a board workshop, it's also going to be an actual board meeting, because we will need to make some have some actions done. Board members, I also recently went with Mr. Galovich to the National Technical Honor Society. It was a week ago Thursday, a week and a half ago Thursday at this point, and it was awesome. We had 9 students from Wilson who ended up being honored with National Technical Honor Society induction. Last week, Wednesday, I had the opportunity to go and spend time at the high school, middle school, and elementary school variety show, and watch our talented students do just an awesome job. Also, at our next board workshop, we're going to be talking about something Mrs. Stewart mentioned, which is board evaluation. We do have a policy that says that we're supposed to be evaluating yourselves on a yearly basis. We kind of got it started last year, and we set up a board meeting to have somebody come in, and unfortunately we had to cancel that one. But we're going to move forward with that conversation again. And finally, we're going to have to add another section to our board, which is our board agenda here, which is fundraisers. In a review of a policy, it was brought to my attention that we're supposed to be board approving fundraisers. This way the students are, especially the ones that students are doing. So you're going to have another section added to the board agenda called fundraisers, and any fundraiser will have a process for it to be reviewed and brought to the board for approval. We're going to need a little time to get that going, because I already envision we're going to be doing some in retrospect or after the fact. So just keep that in mind, board members. If you have any questions of me, I'll take them at this time.
I just have a question about the fundraisers.
Sure.
Is that something that, like PTA fundraisers, are they going to have to be board approved as well?
It'd be any fundraiser where the Wilson logo would be part of it.
Anything, okay. Gotcha.
Any fundraiser with the Wilson logo where Wilson's name is on it, the Wilson school system. Now, if a booster group or parent group is running the fundraiser, it depends on what the conversation will be had with the building principals, and we started it today. If the students are doing the selling, we're going to want them covered under the board action. So if the parents are doing the selling, or it's another type of fundraiser, but the students themselves are selling items or the soliciting funds, then we have to make sure that yes, it gets approved. And we're going to tiptoe into that, because not every group knows about it. It's going to take a little while to get that out to all the different groups.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, my turn. I just wanted to go along with what Mr. Carter said and congratulate all of our fall sports. So exciting to have our kids all do well. And we do appreciate the hard work that the kids do, the parents do, and the coaches and administrators. So thank you for that. I also hope that all of our veterans in our area had a wonderful Veterans Day. And we do appreciate your service, and maybe some of our young kids will be joining the forces at the end of the school year. We usually have a few. And that's all I want to say, and thank you for being patient with me this evening. Okay, no, yes. Okay, public forum. If you have anything you want to say, could you please come up, address the board, state your name and address, and keep your comments positive and brief. Thank you. Seeing none, have a good evening. Oh, wait a minute. Failed again. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
A second?
Second.
Any questions? All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carried.